So, I'm back with another YouTube video because I really want to get into this year. That is like one of my main goals. So, after thinking for a while about like some of the stuff I want to do on here, I did decide that I'm probably just going to do a mix of things for a while until I really figure out like what is popping off the most, and then I'll probably stick to that. Or honestly, I might just stay doing a little bit of everything. But today's YouTube video is going to be about one of the main things I get asked about on my Instagram. Every time I show it off, every time I talk about it, my DMs blow up with it. And that is going to be SARMs. So I know a ton of people talk about SARMs, and some people talk like it's the worst thing on earth. Some people talk about it like it's the best thing on earth. So everyone has mixed opinions on it. If you've followed me for a while, I actually started SARMs 2 or 3 years ago, maybe even longer. And when I say I started, I cycled off and on through the years. I haven't been on it the whole time. Anyways, so SARMs. So this is one of the ones I took this last go around, and it's vial form. So it's dropper. I also want to say before I do any of this that I'm not telling you guys to take SARMs. I'm not saying you should. I'm not a doctor. I can't say anything like that. This is for laboratory use only. So just know that. I'm not telling you guys you should take it. I'm just telling you more about it. So anyways, so this is the vial form of SARMs. The vial form of SARMs comes in a vial, and it comes in a little dropper, and it has your milliliters on there, and usually it's about 1 milliliter per day for the most part. This one is MK677, which is more of a growth hormone than a SARM. They all have certain effects. They all do different stuff. This one in particular, if you take it at night, it'll help you lose body fat. If you take it during the day, it'll make you want to eat everything in sight. It does a whole bunch more stuff as well, but honestly, the list is like this long, and I don't have it in front of me, so I'm just naming off some of the things that I know that it does. It will make you very hungry. So if you don't want to be very hungry, if you don't want to eat your brains out, you take it at night, and you kind of lose that side effect of it. Do they have side effects is another big thing. Yes and no. So a regular SARMs, if taken correctly, will not have many side effects. Will some of them make your testosterone go down? Yes. So most of the time with certain ones like LGD and RAD and a few others, you always want a PCT after your cycle, which is usually 6 weeks, maybe a little more. Now, I only would ever recommend taking the recommended dose. So which I said, like with vial form is usually about 1 milliliter. The pill forms, it's usually like 2, 3, depending on the dosage in the pill forms. Now, how do I feel about SARMs? I'm gonna be honest. When I first started SARMs, I weighed 180 pounds. I still am, but I was one of those guys that could not put weight on. I sat at 180 forever, and no matter how much I ate, nothing would happen because my metabolism would just shred the weight too quick. I could eat McDonald's, I could eat all kinds of crap. There was just no way I could put weight on, which I mean sounds great, but if you want to get bigger when you've been lean for so long, it sucks. Which I mean, like I said, you're like, oh, rough life. But so I decided to try them out. The ones I tried out at first, I'm pretty sure were more than SARMs because I got absolutely diced and gained like 10 pounds within 3 days, which I'm not saying will not happen. MK will make you gain weight. So say I'm 212 right now. My last cycle was MK and RAD. I got up to 220 within 2 weeks at least. And I don't know where the weight goes. I don't know if it's water retention, but it'll make you gain weight. Now with this weight, most of it is going to be lean weight, muscle weight. So like when I first started back in the day, I was 180. I went up to 190, and I was shredded to the bone, and it was crazy. I put that weight on, like I said, in 2 days. Now, I also bought this stuff off eBay back in the day. So like I said, I don't know if it was full on SARMs. It was liquid, but it was intense. Now, I've taken SARMs over the years. Some of them have worked great. It just depends on the company you use. I've had fake SARMs, and I could tell they just didn't do nothing. And I've had real SARMs, such as this company, which is Sports Technology Labs, and they worked really good. The Rad and MK, like I said, put on 10 pounds. I was super vascular. I got huge. But like I said, they all do different things. Some are made just for weight loss. Some are made for weight gain. Some are made for putting on muscle and getting stronger. Now, with that being said, like I said, there are side effects with some that are different than others. So there is one which I want to say is either SR or androne, that in some people will actually make your vision yellow, and it's at nighttime, which is very weird. I've never had it happen, but I also will not take that one just because of that, because I don't want that to happen. Or I honestly just don't want to find out if it's real or not. But I've heard many cases of some people having that happen, which, I mean, I don't know. You just gotta, nothing is gonna be perfect. Everything's gonna have some type of side effect. Every medication you take in your cabinet, whether it's ibuprofen, whether it's anything, has possible side effects. And that's this too, possible side effects. Not everyone's gonna have the side effect, but some will. Now, with that being said, like I said, I never wanted to do steroids. I never competed. I never felt like I had a real reason to. Did I want to see what my full potential would look like? Yes. But I could not bring myself to doing the injections, trying to buy it, because a lot of guys that I knew that did it had very bad side effects, because steroids do have side effects as well, but a lot more of those side effects are shown when you take steroids, especially if you take too much. As this can be as well. That's why I say take the recommended dose. If you're going to do over the recommended dose, then you might as well expect some side effects to come with it. Now, with that being said, I said they come in pills, they come in vial, and I also think they come in injections as well. Now, with the vial, they taste horrible. Absolutely horrible. And I mean, when you take that 1 milliliter, some are worse than others. Some you can get down, you're like, wow, that sucked. MK is so bad. I mean, it is bad. You take that milliliter, and how I do it is I hold my nose and I have cranberry juice on the side, because it's just horrible. I mean, the taste is horrendous. It's pretty much a taste you've never tasted before, but once you taste it, you're like, I should not have this in my mouth, is honestly all I can say. But once you get it down and get the taste out of your mouth, you're good to go. You only have to do it once a day for the most part. The pills, I mean, they don't taste. So you take the pill, good to go. Now, the difference I see between them, and I believe, is that the pill form, you're not going to get the right dose. So the pill form might be the same dose as this one, which one dropper of this is, I want to say 25 milligrams. So 1 milliliter of this is 25 milligrams. If you do the same in pill form, it says 25 milligrams, but you also have to take in consideration that the pill would be broken down into your body. So not all of that SARM SARM will be going to your body. Some of it will be broken down and go through your pee and all that type of stuff, and some of it will actually go up, connect to the receptor, which you'd have to look up to understand exactly how they work. Long story short, they go up to your androgen receptor, they connect, blah, blah, blah. It's a lot. So if you guys want me to do another story on going in depth on that, I can, but it is quite a lot. when I first started SARMs, I did all the research, and that's what I recommend for anyone. Even if you're watching this video, if you watch another video, I would always do research before taking anything. But anyways, so I prefer the vial because liquid is not going to be broken down. It's going to go straight in and go where it needs to go. When you take a pill, it's going to be broken down throughout your body, and you're really only going to get maybe a certain amount. Now, there's speculation between whether people believe that or not, but that's how I believe about it. I've taken pills before, and I saw good results, but every time I've taken Vial, I've always seen the best results. And I mean, you just have to get through the taste. It sucks, but have some food on hand, have some type of drink on hand, and just get it through. If you ever decided to use this for laboratory use. But anyways, so yes, they all come in vials. They are semi-expensive. I mean, like, I think the Rad and MK cost me about 100 something. I just bought a 3-stack not too long ago, and it's going to be like 160. So they're not too bad. Way cheaper than steroids. Way better than steroids in the terms of side effects and everything like that. Now, you also got to understand, this is for laboratory use only. So it hasn't been tested on a ton of people. Some have honestly been tested like once, maybe none on people. A lot of these were actually made for medical use on certain patients. So like, I want to say it's either LGD or RAD. Its actually main use was for bone density, to help people with bone density disease, to help strengthen their bones. So a lot of them actually have crazy effects. Like cardarine, there has been a study that says that when it was used in mice, it actually helped bring down cancer cells and wipe them out. But there's also been studies saying that if you take too much, you can actually make cancer cells grow. So you don't know. It's one of those things where you gotta just, I wouldn't recommend it unless you really were to your peak, at your peak, and you couldn't grow anymore, and the only other option you have is steroids, and you don't want to do steroids. Because I honestly don't suggest ever doing steroids unless you have a reason to, unless you need TRT because your test is low, or because you're competing and that's the only way you're ever gonna win at competing wise, like in bodybuilding shows and such. Other than that, I mean, what's the reason? Other than to look really good and all this stuff, you'll look good for that time being, but down the line, what are gonna be the health consequences? Even with this, you gotta think that. I mean, we're all taking it now and not seeing any bad stuff happen. But I mean, when the day comes down the line, some of us see bad stuff happen? Will this actually be like stuff that it's going to get banned because it was actually so good and breaking down cancer cells? Will it be the cure for cancer? I mean, you just don't know. So it's one of those things you got to think about, like, not just now, but as well as down the line of what the consequences are. Like I said, the price isn't bad on them. Way cheaper than most steroids, less side effects. Like I said, I get a lot of questions about SARMs because people think of it as a shortcut. So I get a lot of my questions, to be honest, are from fat people, and they think it'll be like, because a lot of SARMs will burn fat, so they think all they have to do is take SARMs and they're gonna fucking, excuse my language, they're just gonna burn fat. No problem. They don't have to work out, nothing like that, which is not the case. Even you could go take steroids right now, and if you don't work out, you're not going to see any results. So you can't think of it as that way. You got to think of it as, hey, I train 7 days a week. Hey, I do all this, I do all that. I've been taking supplements for this long. I've worked out for probably 13 plus years, consistent. So I felt I was to the point where I was like, all right, I need something new. And when I first started taking them, they were brand new. I mean, they've been around for a while, but the whole groove was just coming in. And, you know, I've even thought about making my own SARM company just out of curiosity, because I do feel bad about people that go on eBay or go on Amazon, because there's tons of SARM companies, and a lot of them people are getting screwed and getting fake SARMs. They're getting low dose stuff like that. So I've actually thought about it before, to do my own type of stuff, so people know they're getting legit stuff. I would use it myself, because if you're gonna make a supplement, why not? Why wouldn't you not use it yourself? You know, unless it just doesn't work. So other than that, I really think that's about all I have to say about SARMs. That was just more of like a little summary type thing to explain exactly what they are, what they do, how I feel about them. I like them. I actually, other than the taste, I think they work very well. The only problem I really have with them is once you come off, certain people will go into post, I would almost want to call it post muscle depression, because you do not always keep what you gained. Same as steroids. So I got it to 220. When I came off, if you PCT right, you can keep a lot of it. Let me make that clear. But once you come off, a lot of that will disappear. You will not be as vascular anymore. You will not have the same size, all this type of stuff. So you just have to know that, and you can't let it bother you enough to be like, hey, I got to stay on this stuff because I don't want to lose it. You got to cycle off. It's the only way to do it. If you don't, you're risking your health. But other than that, if you guys have any more questions about it, please leave it in the comments below. I do enjoy talking about supplements. I'm not the most knowledgeable person when it comes to it, but I like to be the person that can summarize to the people that don't know a ton either, because I don't want to be that guy that's talks so smart that people are like, what the hell is this guy saying? I want to be the guy that's like, hey, this is for all us dumb people out there, or people that don't want to hear these smart people say these crazy words and just want a clear summary of what it does. Do I need it? Should I take it? What are the side effects? Stuff like that. It's dry and to the point. That's really all I care about doing. So you don't have to go sit on the video and hear these huge words and be like, okay, yeah, I don't know. Let me skip through this. So yes, let me know if you guys have any more questions about them, or if you see a certain kind and you have questions about it. I've taken all of them, to be honest, for the most part, so I can answer any questions, or I can make another video about them. So let me know. And yeah, this was a fun video to make, and this will be one of the type of videos I shall be making more often, along with hopefully some other videos. So thank you. Please subscribe, get me to that paid amount so I can actually start getting paid on this app, and can do this more consistently. Because when you get paid, I mean, you always want to do something where you're getting paid. When you're working for free, it's kind of like, So if you guys can help me get to that point, I would be forever grateful. But thank you guys for watching, and let me know if you have any questions.